What were your just general thoughts on what you saw today, what you liked, what you didn't?
You know, I think instinctively it's just all that we have to clean up. I mean, and that's not surprising. It's week one. You know, we've got to get efficiency going on offense. Just early snap misses, whether it be ball in access that's dropped, snap again in poor location. Those things just kill the rhythm. I thought the compete was good. You know, the defense, you know, on the goal line there it was a character sequence, and I thought they stepped up. And there was good enthusiasm on the field. So we can build on this. It's just like you would expect after week one. Just there's a lot to work on. And I think the number one thing would just be efficiency on offense.
The tempo seems to be pretty high at times. Is that something like, do you want to play that fast, or is it more, you know, take advantage of the allotted time for practice as much as you can?
Well, in normal practice, we'll tempo to get reps in, but
right.
I think in game sequence, it's about what strategically, you know, kind of fits the moment. So if it's a situation where we can get an opponent on the ropes, we don't want to let them off the ropes, but also we want to be an offense that can control the game too. And so, you know, tempo for the sake of tempo, I think, can be damaging to, you know, the team effort. And so it's just a matter if we pick and choose our moments. And again, part of it is you got to get in rhythm to use it. If you're not in rhythm, you're going to have an issue.
Do you have an update on Ziggler's status?
I don't. I haven't spoken to the training staff about it yet. We'll see.
The defense pretty much won the day at the line of scrimmage. How much do you attribute that to just physical dominance? How much do you attribute that to you guys throw a lot at the offense? There's a lot for a center in the quarterback process. There's more guys than you can block at sometimes. I mean, maybe it's difficult for you to answer until you see film, but what was your first impression?
No, I think it's a great question, and I think there's a couple of things that play into that. I do feel like our defense is ahead right now. I think they've picked up a little bit more rapidly where we left off. It wasn't atypical in the spring to see that, you know, as we were kind of getting our feet underneath us. And I thought the offense came out in the spring game and really hit all cylinders. And so for the defense, it's about like maintaining some consistency. I felt like in the second half, you have a chance to come out and really take control and make it a low-scoring game. And I felt like they didn't have the right mindset taking the field to defense. So there's room for improvement there too. But offensively, I think when you split the teams, you know, just because some of the nuances or the intricacies of the snap, who the center is, who the quarterback is, who the five O linemen working together, you're just going to have a little more variable there that's going to maybe be a little more challenging to them. But I feel like the defense is a little ahead. We got to get the offense to catch up.
You mentioned the snap a couple times. How big of a concern is that at this point?
Well, it's a concern insofar as that, you know, if that's got to be like we don't have a play unless we have a snap. I think obviously I see it more in gun variations. So, and I think we've narrowed into, you know, the people that really need to be working that, and it's just a matter of getting a consistency to it. So we'll pay attention to that obviously, but that'll go a long way in determining who's playing and how much they're playing. You know?
I mean, you guys threw the ball around a lot. What did you feel, or what did you think of, I guess, you know, ball security that, you know, obviously was an issue a few practices ago? What did you think?
Well, as far as the turnovers, obviously we had the one go for a touchdown.
Yeah.
And then a fumble, too, that was recovered by the defense. The ball security I didn't like was just the number of times we dropped the football. And to me, we're not going to be able to connect plays within a drive and get rhythm going if we can't, you know, catch the ball in space. And so that, you know, we just talked about it. We'll talk about it more, but that has to be a signature of Vanderbilt's offense. Is, you know, we're going to make the simple play. We're going to make it routinely, and we're going to pick and choose our moments to take our shots.
You know, how did you choose which quarterbacks went out there at which time today, and, you know, what did you see out of their performances?
Well, Ken and Jeremy split the gold sideline, and then Mike took the black sideline. So the team was split, and we just left them to manage the game from their side. And that Coach Lynch just he's got like a running clock in terms of the plays that they've taken. But they were what we want to do is simulate what it feels like in a game, what it feels like to have a break between series, what it feels like to work over the course of 4 quarters, even though they were 10-minute quarters, with one unit, and to try to instill some leadership in our quarterbacks to understand, that's their group. They need to motivate that group. And they need to work with them to move it forward.
Two guys who really stood out from the press box were Ricky Wright and Davion Davis. How did you evaluate what those guys did today?
Off just my eye, I mean, obviously, DeRicky made the play on the access throw that was returned for a touchdown, and that's not. I mean, those plays aren't abnormal for him. I mean, he's got a chance to be really good. I think for him, it's developing a level of consistency that starts off the field. He's shown a ton of signs of growth that way. I'm really excited for him. I mean, I think this is a guy that can be, an impact player for us. And Davion, I mean, consistency it defines him. At least who he's been since I've been here, and what his success here in practice is a reflection of is his level of preparation. And then, he's a guy that taking preparation to performance. I mean, I felt like today he showed up ready to prove a point and make plays, and he did.
Mike Wright did some nice things at times today. How did you evaluate what he did?
There were flashes there. I think there's still the balance between play creation and, again, the simple play done repeatedly. And we'll have to look at the film. It just seemed like at times there was maybe a little bit of freelancing that can be great, but also can damage rhythm and can damage design. And so we'll have to evaluate that. But obviously he stepped up and his team stepped up and won the day, and that was on a lot. He made the pass on the double move, led the drive that resulted in a field goal. I mean, he did some good things.
Thanks, John. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys. Appreciate y'all.